NASA's whistleblower. A former NASA consultant claims he saw staff from the U.S. Space Agency editing UFOs out of images of the moon before they were released to the public. Dr. Ken Johnston Sr. was a consultant employed by Brown and Root in the Lunar Receiving Laboratory of the NASA Johnson Center in 1971. He was involved in storing, curating and cataloging Apollo images and moon rocks. One important aspect of his job was to package and ship lunar samples to science labs. It was during this time that he alleges to have seen NASA photo technicians painting out details of anomalies and UFOs in lunar photos taken during Apollo missions. He also claims to have been aware of other anomalies between original photos and films he observed firsthand, and what was cataloged by NASA or made available to the public. Mr. Johnston made the extraordinary claims as he donated photographs and research materials to Roswell's International UFO Museum and Research Center. The museum has one of the biggest collection of UFO and alien-related material in the world. Mr. Johnstone, who has written 3 books in the Ken Moon series on the subject, including those of his claims, now tours UFO and ET conferences speaking on the subject. His most shocking claim is that he was ordered by senior NASA officials to destroy 5 full sets of photos from lunar missions. He claims to have argued they should, instead, be donated to universities or research institutions, but this fell on deaf ears. However, he claims to have held on to some of the images, which he suggests show evidence of unexplainable objects, and even buildings and structures on the moon. Mr. Johnston has since sparked controversy by claiming to have been sacked by the space agency for whistleblowing about the images. Johnston confirmed that, in the 70s, American astronauts saw and recorded vestiges of human constructions of antiquity on the moon and photographed some of the technological evidence found on the surface. After the astronauts had brought back the images of Earth, they were handed over to Johnston, responsible for the conservation of the images. Even though some officials had ordered Johnston to destroy the images, he kept them as a secret. Nearly 40 years after, Johnston decided to publish these pictures. He accused NASA of editing original pictures of the moon and replacing them with fake images where the structures on the moon had been erased. The Apollo mission astronauts even brought back physical evidence of extraterrestrial technology, advancements that have already been incorporated and are used by countries such as the United States, Russia, China, India, and Japan. The United States astronauts brought back from the moon clear evidence of structures and items. Johnston believes that a new round of struggle will have its outcome and, unlike political competition with Russia 50 years ago, this result will decide the fate of each and every human being on Earth. He stated clearly that besides the truth hidden on the moon, there are several pieces of evidence that point to the existence of life and traces of life on the red planet. Adding to the mystery, packages 698,699 and 700 where the moon landing records were kept have vanished from sight. P. Summary. As I mentioned in previous articles, public disclosure will only happen from whistleblowers. Johnston is a fine example of true heroism. It is also refreshing to see that he hasn't been assassinated by the secret services, yet. We can all remember the 74 NASA scientists who have been murdered by the Secret Services in a 2-year period, and governments will never tell us the truth, so we need to support our whistleblowers. Please find below his testimony.